We get better, it's just like cancer, so we get better at looking at subtypes and identifying what subtype you might fall in of the type of dementia you have. So it certainly has grown. But there's about 120 plus different types.
Oh, no.
There's like 5 major, categories. There's sort of Alzheimer's, which is the most common, vascular, frontotemporal, Lewy body, and other kinds of mixed dementias. So you can have, part or all of those. Some of the more difficult ones to predict and really diagnose accurately are the Lewy body and frontotemporal. Both of those are particularly difficult. So, for example, we didn't go into it today, but Lewy body dementia is often misdiagnosed as anxiety or depression for years prior to a dementia diagnosis. For example, Robin Williams had Lewy body dementia. They thought he had anxiety and depression before. But there's now even an earlier condition that is not even a diagnosis called subjective memory complaint, which is really, I think, where a lot of people will fall in. You don't quite, now there's starting to be a better delineation as to when you get to MCI. Because again, it's a gradient, right? You're pre-symptomatic, or what we call pre-symptomatic, in your 30s, 40s, probably up to your 50s, depending on what's going on. That's about 10 to 15 years prior to anything that you notice. Sure. But it really is truly your lifestyle early on. We know that deals with many chronic diseases later in life. Your lifestyle choices early on, this is not, groundbreaking. This is stuff we've known for a long time, and it seems to be the same here. There was a paper last year that was talking about 9 modifiable risk factors that could account for up to 1/3 of dementia cases that are completely preventable. That means that, if you modify the risk factors early and mid and maybe, right before 60-ish, then you could have an effect on up to 1/3 of all dementia cases. Those risk factors are depression, sleep disturbances, hearing loss, diabetes, obesity, cholesterol, things that we know you should address.
Wow.
All modifiable choices you make very early in life. So underneath a lot of it are what we call social determinants of health. And those social determinants are very, very focused on for lifestyle prevention. So. We talk a lot about the baby boom generation, and we talk a lot about how everything needs to be personalized and individualized. And there are just some best practices that everyone should be doing. And it's true, you do have an impact over time. Even something so simple as we were talking about last time is relationship closeness, right? That has a direct impact on progression. And we just don't recognize that exercise and diet and social networks and things like that have an equally large impact on progression.